Alrighty, let's just dive right into it, shall we? We're kicking off with some Sultai Midrange. So this is, we've played blue-black splash screen a little bit on stream before. That's a little bit more of a controlling configuration. This deck is more of a mid-range deck as opposed to a control deck, and it's leaning more into the green splash. It's got some Tarmogoyfs and some Tireless Trackers in it. We'll see how this goes. In my experience playing decks similar to this in the past, I haven't been a huge fan of the blue cards in a rock-style shell. I'm also curious as to if 3-mana Nissa is worth her slot, mostly because if you look at the number of cards in this deck that Nissa is able to appropriately flip over, it isn't particularly high. Although I suppose if you combine her with Jace, she gets some extra value going. Standard Counterpiercer is excellent. I don't know which deck to play at my local tomorrow. I mean, come on now. If you have access to destroy people's lands, you're gonna not destroy people's lands. Yeah, what's going on, Beetle? This is something I'm going to be repeating a bunch today, I'm sure, but as a heads up, I'm going to be off tomorrow and Friday during the day. I'm hoping to be set up by Friday night at the new house and do a Friday evening stream from my new basement. But I will be off all day tomorrow for sure. Oh, Toggle Bogle. Okay, I missed it. So I messaged you, or I asked in, and I must have missed it if you responded. So I asked if you meant standard or modern, and I ended up bumping the modern Sultai mid-range deck. So I'll bump standard Sultai for you, but it's not going to get bumped into today. I think it was 5 points if I recall. I can do that now. I wouldn't have been bumped into today anyways. It'll be moved up for next time though. In the future, please make sure you include the format. Because a lot of times just generic archetypes like that have overlap between different parts of the queue. The Mana Compass is so good. Does that mean a late stream today? I think I might do a 5th standard deck today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and do 5 standard decks today, so maybe run a little bit late today. Turn 1 Elf. Alright, well, let's kill that one with a thing. Grab a... This deck does need blue. It doesn't need green. It needs triple blue as well for our Cryptic Command, so let's prioritize getting our blue sources into play here. Alright, so getting Tarmogoyf into play super quick doesn't really sound that appealing. Just ran a mile and did 205 burpees. Time to sit and watch Magic content. Thanks for the bits, Ozar. I appreciate it. Hey, Shakashan, dropping by for the modern content. Black Green's a bonus. Thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm just going to get the Goyfs going. If I get a couple of Goyfs in here, I might be able to run them down before they get set up. I don't have enough spot removal in my deck, really, to, like, keep all of their stuff off the table. And I don't have sweepers in this archetype. Associate Penguin, there's actually a 4-color loam deck in the queue already. So you're welcome to donate to bump that up if you'd like. For Legacy. And, I mean, I guess let's get Nissa going, huh? See if she's gonna do stuff. I guess she helps me. She helps me at my land drop for next turn, right? I'm going to bottom the Darkslick Shores and keep the island. I guess if I keep the Darkslick Shores on top of my deck there, I could zero Nissa and put the land into play next turn. So, I know when I play the Elf side of matchups like this, I generally feel very ahead as the Elves player. Beast Whisperer. Good lord, how do I ever beat that card? I just, like, can't. Not without... And, like, I guess I have to, like, Serum Visions into a trophy, because I don't have a fetch line to enable Fatal Push. I guess I start by plussing this. Inquisition of Kozilek. I think I'm bottoming both of these. Upkeep, bounce, tap. Maybe. So, like, I think I'm just supposed to bounce, draw. No, I don't have any official promotions for Magic. Have anything officially affiliated with Wizards of the Coast? So the problem is with bounce tap is it doesn't generate any velocity for me towards being able to actually find an answer. Morning, sunshine. I think I'm just gonna bounce draw. I guess it kind of gives me a turn. It kind of gives me an extra draw because it time walks them. Yeah, I guess bounce tap is a good mode. Welcome to the ranks of the Knights, Rick. Alright, so upkeep. I'm going to return to its owner's hand. Tap all creatures your opponents control. So they could, if they have a collected company here, they can company in response to this. Morning, Loam. Alright, well that worked out. That worked out better than expected. And then I suppose I could draw another Cryptic. Alright. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do these cards help me? The Snapcaster Mage probably does. A tapped land I really don't want. This dude, it's like attacks for 10, right? Untap 2 lands you control, they become 5/5s. Sure. What's up with Modern's vitality? I mean, new standard content is always much more popular when new standard's coming up. So, like, and also, like, and again, I think this is something that a lot of people, especially people who are new to Magic, that maybe got started with Modern before anything else, like, standard, historically speaking, has always been Magic's most popular format, and it's not particularly close. The fact that Modern rose up in recent years is an anomaly, not the norm, and it was more of a response to the fact that, like, Standard got exceptionally bad for the first time in a long time. That's not patently true, Clacker. There are like, price memory is a real thing. Magic cards basically don't get cheaper. Like, that's not something that's guaranteed to happen. The market doesn't make sense, really, in a lot of ways. Alright, so they have double Heritage Druid. There's another Fatal Push on top of my deck, but it doesn't really accomplish anything. I guess I can... No, I can't. So, like, I don't... Yeah, Goyf's been, like, unplayable for a long time, though. Like, look at Goyf's price history and look at how long it's been since it was a really good card. Like, Goyf has been bad for a super long time before it became really good. So, like, I don't have enough mana to Serum Visions into push and push Snap Push, so I can't take both these Heritage Druids off the table. I don't have any other meaningful interaction. they're gonna get to put this Beast Whisperer into play and just like bury me in cards next turn. Have you considered trying to play Standard? Like, it's okay to like Modern and also like Standard. Especially when Standard's really good. I think I'm supposed to keep both of these. Oh, I didn't update the Stream Decker. Yep. Thanks for the heads up. Woo. All right, Stream Decker should be good to go. So I can snap push something here, but it doesn't really do anything, right? I think I attack them for 4, play another Tarmogoyf, and like cross my fingers. I don't really know what my outs are here. I feel like I just don't really have the tools to be successful. No, they're not going to be attacking this turn, Lithanol. Why do they care about the 10 power in the air? They're about to like play Beast Whisperer and then like play their entire deck out. Or like about to glimpse us most likely. Or are they attacking? No. Why aren't they playing Magic? I'm so confused. Huh. They must have a company, I guess. What's going on, Slugga? Leaving the house is overrated. I don't really have good plays here. I guess it's just Scry again. I guess it's like try and gum the board till I can like ult Nissa 2 turns in a row. Tireless Tracker just like sitting here in my hand, like wondering if I have time to do. Yeah, it's like push, snap, push, but like that actually accomplish anything. I'm gonna bottom this. I'm gonna top the Misty Rainforest because it could potentially enable Revolt for this later. Snap, Cryptic plus Nissa ult could be lethal. Okay, yeah, it's a good build our route to victory. Oh, they're activating Clan Caller. Interesting. So I think I push, snap, push here. I think I just want to take their Heritage Druids off the table. Because it cuts off the bulk of their mana here. Like, they have Lords, but like I have Tarmogoyfs. We are playing Land Destruction again today. Man, the Beast Whisperer is a 4/5 too. That's brutal. I think Blue-Green Nissa is not a particularly good Magic card. It doesn't impact the board. It's slow. It's clunky. The person who donated for this deck was very adamant that I don't change any cards, though. I mean, like, this game, it's, like, felt okay, but it just, like, really hasn't done anything, right? Like, if these had just been, like, cards that impacted the board, I'd be in a much better spot. Like, imagine if these Nissa Steward of the Elements had been Liliana the Veil or Liliana Last Hope. Like, Liliana the Veil's, like, not even that good in this matchup, and it still would have been much better than what these Nissas are doing, I think. Last Hope would have just been completely absurd. Just very, very good this game. Obviously, because they're playing a bunch of 1/1s. Instead, I've got this Planeswalker where just like I'm not really making any headway. I mean, the alt might, like, what is putting them to 3 do in my deck that doesn't have Lightning Bolt? Like, am I actually accomplishing anything by doing that? Like, how do I close past that? Yeah, if I find a Cryptic Command here, I do have lethal or another Snapcaster Mage. So I've got that going for me. It's like our like sneak a backdoor victory in. I'm gonna hold on to this Serum Vision or this fetch land in case I draw a Fatal Push. Yeah, Nissa's alt only does so much damage. Socio Penguin, thanks for the tip. Ooh, where's my dashboard? Put this towards 4-color loam, will do. Thanks for the support. I mean, I'm dead on board, Tom. I'm dead on board. So, I think the line here is I have enough mana that I can fetch twice and then Serum Visions plus Crack a Clue. So, I'm going to get 2 lands into play here, and then I get 3 looks at my last Cryptic Command. So, there's one more Cryptic in my deck. What is zeroing Nissa do? What is zeroing Nissa accomplish? Oh, I guess I don't need. I have enough creature power that I don't need the Nissa ultimate, right? So I can actually scry with Nissa here. Oh, I fetched the wrong color of land. If I would have fetched another blue shock, I could have found a Snapcaster Mage. So neither of those win. So I need to see the last Cryptic in these. Neither of those are my last Cryptic. So if I draw a Cryptic Command, they're dead. All right, we drew a bad 4-mana blue card instead of a game-winning 4-mana blue card. I had outs to win at the end there, which their start was pretty slow though too. All right, so what are we doing? I've got Damnation, Engineered Explosives, and Collective Brutality to bring in. What am I trimming here? What do I want to cut? Are you talking about zeroed Nissa like 2 turns previous, Tom? Like hope to luck into a land? Sure, maybe. I think playing this card in a deck where there's like only like 30 hits for it is kind of absurd. Yeah, I think I'm definitely just gonna cut the Jaces. They're not particularly good here. Dispel for Coco, maybe. Probably fine. Like, what am I cutting though? These Nissa just like didn't accomplish a lot. Yeah, maybe it's just all the Planeswalkers. I don't necessarily have great ways to defend them all the time. I don't have ways that... The fact that, like, Nissa's ultimate doesn't actually win the game is super awkward. Also, Tom, how does 8 mana double Nissa win the game? Because, like, I guess I float 2 mana and then untap. Okay, and then play the next one? Sure. I don't know. I think setting up for Cryptic Command is ideal. Rather than trying to gamble on a land. I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on the last game. We'll trim a Serum Visions. Card's kind of bad anyways. It's possible that Vendilion Clique's even worth having here, just because, like, it's an evasive threat. I don't know, like, if I cut Tracker and I cut the Planeswalkers, how do I actually win the game? Like, I don't think this matchup's winnable, but we're gonna play and see if that's the case. Like, it's like, can I reasonably mulligan a hand with lands and spells to, like, removal spells that I don't have that many copies of? Yeah, trophy's not great against Elves, but I have to kill their stuff. Like, what am I... Is, like, do we think these other cards in my sideboard are better than a removal spell here? Like, what's the... What do we think? Sounds good, Slaga. I usually check deck submissions at the end of every stream. So you should get an email later tonight. Although today I might run late. You might not get an email for a day or two. You will get an email to the email address that you listed on it, though, once I take a peek at it. Neither of these cards do anything. I'm looking for, like, Fatal Pushes and Assassin's Trophies here, right? Collective Brutality, stuff like that. I mean, I have Brutality, Death Eater. So, like, if you're suggesting I cut Assassin's Trophy, which of these cards that are currently in my sideboard are better than Assassin's Trophy is the question. Barrier, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub there. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So, like, these are the cards I've currently cut, and Assassin's Trophies are in my deck. So, like, which is it? I agree with you that Collective Brutality is better than Assassin's Trophy in this matchup, but I also think Assassin's Trophy is better than any of these cards that are currently in my sideboard. Look at that. Bottomed aggressively, hit a thing. So I'm definitely going to kill this. Do I want to check for a thing? Probably. It looks like they're playing something close to the Grand Prix list with the Beast Whisperer, so... Probably have Lead the Stampedes. Gross. Brick and die. That's the danger to escalating there. They have 8 really good instant sorceries though, so I think it's worth doing. I believe my stream title is updated. People are commenting on a list of decks. Yeah, stream title's current. They drew a second land. Tilt. Alright, so... grab an Overgrown Tomb. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Tireless Tracker out here. And then next turn I can go fetch land, crack fetch land, make clue, fatal push Archdruid. This is not a trade I want to make. It's an okay draw. This is match 1, game 2. We are currently down a game. Maybe I'm just supposed to let them extend here and then Damnation them. think I'm supposed to let them extend and then Damnation them. Pass back here. Maybe I should have fetched a basic so that way I could crack this other clue. That's probably what I should have done, because it would give me a better chance to hit a 5th land. I'm not dead, am I? They're gonna put 4 more elves into play, plus a shaman, potentially. Morning Glam. Is Arena down or something? No, this is Magic's older format. Older client that does older formats. We start with Modern and Legacy every morning usually. So we do this for a few hours, then we shift to Arena for all afternoon. All right. If we don't win this game, there's no way we're capable of winning matches and games in this matchup, right? Like this is like the everything kind of went according to plan. We like hit a removal spell for their turn 1 guy. We were on the play. We had the sweeper once they extended. So this is what we've got. Let's hope it's good enough. Holding up Cryptic Command doesn't even do anything here because they have a Cavern of Souls. Welcome to Modern. Enjoy your blue spells. Whatever elf this is, we'll be able to crack the clue to enable Revolt for the Fatal Push, which is great. Alright. Double Cryptic, that's useless. I guess the Cryptic, like, can bounce things and draw cards, which is nice. I mean, you can print whatever you want in Modern. I don't think Counterspell would be too good, but I also think, like, why do we need it in the format? What's going on, Mello? Thanks for the 18-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Bouncing your own stuff does technically enable Revolt. That's true. I'm going to leave this second Cryptic Command for a company, because Collected Company is one of the ways they can steal this game. Have we hit every single one of our pushes? No, only 3 of the 4. I think asking me questions about what I think is too powerful for Modern is a meaningless topic of conversation. I think it doesn't contribute anything useful to anything, because it's just like doesn't result in anything useful happening. What we think is good or bad for Modern just like doesn't matter. It's been a fast 11 months. Sadistic, thank you for the almost a year there. Welcome back. We can get on the scoreboard here. We're going to have to try and win a game on the draw here in a second. I really wish the graveyard didn't like dance back and forth. Just like do 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 do. They brought in Assassin's Trophy against us. Really, that's so weird. Listen, Nivik, for the right amount of dollars, I'll try and remind you why any archetype is unplayable. Alright, this game should be locked up with the Cryptic Command. The graveyard dance is like Arena's animations. MTGO's trying to be a video game. I'm just trying my best, Jeff. Why you have to be so mean to Magic Online? It just wants to be a real game. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to have this click in my deck. Evasive threat seems good. Yeah, what's going on, Dawnbreakable? There's a little bit of shell shock definitely coming from Arena back to Magic Online. Ooh, I should probably pick up the pace. I'm actually down on clock pretty significantly here. Took my time in the first game. Seems really good. It's got a bunch of removal spells in it. Loops don't work. How do they work? They don't. You have to manually click through everything. And to answer your follow-up question, yes, it's miserable. Loops work as fast as you can click. Yep. Ain't that the God's honest truth? When did I change the banners? When did I add the Tempo Storm banners? Over the weekend, if that's your question. Or do you mean the banners underneath me? The direct sale banners that I have are changing all the time, pretty much. Alright, I think I'm in for a Tarmogoyf here. It's just like big-ish and can block. I can snap Fatal Push something next turn, potentially, depending on what they play out here. Come at me, little elves. So, as much as I'd like a second black, I think I'd prefer not to shock here. Getting a second green's important because it means I can trophy plus Goyf next turn. Please put submissions through the deck submission form, Tony. Some of the new cards I have to look up. So I don't wanna tell you yes, no, and then go back later and be like, Yeah, the Tempo Storm ended up fitting real nicely there over the, because like the box where I'm like clicking prompts doesn't really matter if you see what those are or not. Standard build-arounds are $25. Modern build-arounds are $50. I think I just pass here because it feels like Cryptic. This feels like Collected Company, right? Really? Okay, interesting. Thought sees me. It's rude. In time, Clacker. We're supposed to be getting Hoagland Tempo Storm shirts in time. What's going on, Deft? Why is it better to draw tap the elves there? Instead of me telling you you're wrong, instead make a logical argument as to why you are right. Explain yourself, articulate. Generate discussions, don't just make me lecture you. Well, this matchup's pretty easy when my opponent doesn't draw any card advantage. I feel like they've overboarded a little bit. Like, they've brought in both Thoughtseizes and Assassin's Trophy, and neither of those are cards that I would board in this matchup from the Elf side of the table. Alright, what's your last card? A land? Could be a trophy. It's a Collected Company. Woof. What would you bring in to avoid sweepers? extra card advantage. You just bring in Lead the Stampedes and Collected Companies. My opponents played this game very weird. I would have just jammed a company in end of turn. Oh, they hit double Shaman of the pack. Sure, that's completely reasonable and beatable. I have no idea why they're not casting Collected Company, but God bless them for it. They only drew 4. They only drew 4. Alright. If we don't draw like Damnation here, we're very dead. Even if we draw Damnation, we're kinda dead. Alright, I'm like, now they've waited on this Collected Company so long, I get to snap Cryptic the company. But that doesn't even matter, right? I'm like actually just dead to like double Shaman off of Cavern of Souls. I'm actually just, they have 2 Shamans in their hand that they got off the Lead the Stampede. Just actual no outs. Hey, getting close to the grand old sword. Pastor, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. For the record, I think there are some configurations of Sultai that are pretty close to good enough. I don't think this is one of them. My preferred iteration of Sultai is the Sultai control deck that's on my website. It's more of a blue-black splash Assassin's Trophy deck, whereas this is more of a rock deck trying to play a bunch of blue spells for very little value. I feel like adding all these Cryptic Commands and these Serum Visions don't meaningfully solve problems. Oh, a Goblin Guide. That's completely reasonable and beatable. Alright, Fatal Push was arguably the best draw in my deck there. Yeah, I feel much better than I normally do after a day. Yesterday I felt better than I normally was feeling after a day of streaming JMP. And I'm just using a generic blue light filter that's built into the Linux desktop that I use. I'm sure similar things exist for Windows and such. Look at that Jace the Mind Sculptor on top of my deck. That's really good against all these red 1-drops. Mr. Geoff, you have any thoughts on Amulet Titan lists that play white for path and stuff? I don't have an educated opinion on those. I know previously I'd been a fan of the card Abrade in Amulet Titan, but if people like Edgar are playing path, I would do whatever Edgar is doing. Edgar just top 4'd the team tournament. I would just do whatever Edgar has done, because he's very smart and plays a lot of Amulet Titan. We're just like super dead here, right? Like I have to keep these lands on top of my deck because I like have these 4-mana spells in my hand, but like I'm just don't have anything going on. Like, because again, I have this 4-mana planeswalker or this 3-mana planeswalker just like doesn't impact the board. In fact, I think the play with this Nissa is actually just zero it and put the land into play. And then like hope to draw something meaningful next turn. I don't know the detail. Brian, if you sub with a normal sub, that does stack with the prime subs. So like the type of sub that you have is meaningless. Hey, Matt. Hope things get better on your end. Good morning. Welcome to a live one. All right, I got a Damnation and Engineered Explosives and these Collective Brutalities that should probably be in the main deck. And I'm gonna cut these Planeswalkers that are really slow and clunky and don't impact the board. Yeah, that's about all I got. Click submit. This is probably gonna be the last match with this deck. We'll talk about why I'm not a huge fan of how this deck is built in a detailed wrap-up segment at the end, but we're gonna give it another chance here. We're gonna play I'm gonna play it out. This hand's very good, right? I've got Collective Brutality into Tarmogoyf or Goyf into Brutality, potentially. This could only be better if it had a Fatal Push on one or a discard spell. Always remember I play a minimum of 2 matches with every deck that's submitted. That fair's fair. Give them a real shake. What does Nissa do for this list? Not a lot. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about. Do I get a tier 2 with my 3 prime subs? We could talk, Loam. Drop me a DM. So the problem, I think I want to check for a grenade or a bolt here. I don't just want to play the Tarmogoyf, because if I just play the Tarmogoyf out here, I should discard the swamp, not the island, because this is a Cryptic Command deck. Man, these escalated brutalities have not been kind to me today. So, sorry, to finish my thought, I didn't want to play the Tarmogoyf out on 2 there, because playing the Tarmogoyf out on 2 would mean that my opponent could kill it with a lightning bolt, which is not ideal. Right, I get to take their flame account here, which is really good for us. Also makes my Tarmogoyf pretty big. Right, we're at 15 and we're putting a 5/6 Goyf into play, and I've got Collective Brutality and Tireless Tracker left over. So if there's any game we're gonna win in this matchup, it's probably this one. Like I said, our hand was pretty good and their start's just okay. Gaming, Gazni, thanks for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Come at me, raid creatures. Nope, nothing. All right. Am I killing something? No, I'm just gonna play the Tireless Tracker. Go. I don't even think that's strictly true. Like, Jeskai Control is like a very reasonable deck that consistently puts up results. Blue-white Control is fine. I do think there's a big selection of people who play decks in Modern like this one that are just like consistently underpowered and underwhelming. So getting a little punished for not playing the Brutality out since they have the Legion Loyalist, which means I can't meaningfully block something here. Oh, I think I just go ahead and kill the Goblin Guide here. I kill this and drain them. Attack for 3 with this Tireless Tracker. I definitely wouldn't say Control is good in general in Modern. I think there are specific Control decks, like Jeskai, that are fine and put up results consistently because they're fine. But to say generically Control is good in Modern, I think is untrue. But we don't have data to prove that one way or the other. It's just the two of us sitting here talking about our feelings. I want to get double Goblin Grenaded. I'm about to get double Goblin Grenaded, aren't I? Wow, didn't get double naded. That's a good start. It's a good start. Alright, kill your thing, drain you. Let's get as far away from getting killed by Goblin Grenade as possible. Thanks, by 3ad. I haven't watched a ton of Rainad stream, but like having watched a little bit of him and how he manages his chat, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that people who like my content also don't mind his. Like he's honestly potentially more strict than I am with things. Takes very little nonsense from the people on Twitch. All right. We, by a very narrow margin, we won the game where our hand was good. So let's see if we can win a game here on the draw. Almost died at the end there. They would have ripped a bolt, we could have died. I mean, that's just the internet in general, duo. Alright, I think this is actually a keep, because while there's 5 lands in it, Collective Brutality basically lets me turn 2 of these lands into spells. So we'll turn 2, just like full escalate this Brutality. Turn 1 Bushwhacker, it's really good for us. Do you have like another Bushwhacker? Gotta be, right? Oh lordy. Oh lordy. Alright, this could be worse. Only getting attacked for 7 on turn 2. Okay. Okay, that's a Damnation. I get to ditch this and this. Keep my blue sources. Flame of Keld and another Bushwhacker. Okay. So they're gonna kick a Bushwhacker here, which attacks for 7 again. Puts us to 8. Probably play out Tireless Tracker as a 3/2 blocker. Do I? Or do I just... I'm supposed to Serum Visions here. I'm going to bottom the Inquisition. I'm going to top the Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster Mage can snap Brutality. I mean, you could argue I traveled the country to play Kiki Chord for a long time. That's basically a meme. I travel more for Kiki Chord or Aggerloam? Definitely Kiki Chord. Alright. Alright. So, Sultai in Modern. So, normally when people send in deck lists, I send them back a message saying that I would like permission to edit and change things that I see as small, glaring issues before I play the deck. The person who submitted this deck list was very adamant, that I didn't change anything because they wanted to see it played card for card. And they sent me enough money that I was okay with that. That being said, that league, those 2 matches were very good examples of why I think decks built in this manner aren't fantastic in Modern. We got Modern in 2 different ways, that league. We got run over by Elves, and we got run over by red aggro. And honestly, those should be the two types of decks that a deck like this actually has the tools to beat, right? Like, it wasn't like we got Dredge and our fair mid-range deck just doesn't have great tools to beat Dredge, right? Like, they were both playing decks where our removal spells and our creatures as blockers were like meaningful interaction. This deck just has too many cards in it that aren't really modern playable and don't impact the board well. Nissa, Steward of the Elements, is just not really a modern playable card. A 3-mana card that doesn't impact the board just isn't good enough in this format. Not to mention, when you couple the fact that this card can't interact with the board with the fact that, like, most of the cards in our deck don't get hit by her 0 effect, it's like we're playing this card to scry 2 and then, like, ult and deal 10 damage at some point. It's just, like, aggressively mediocre in a format that's as aggressive as modern. Cards like Cryptic Command and Jace are, like, sweet cards, but like they need to be in very specific styles of decks, and this is not blue-white control, it's not Jeskai control, it's not the small number of shells that these types of cards thrive in. 4x Snapcaster Mage in Modern leaves a lot to be desired in my experience if it's not also coupled with 4 Lightning Bolts. Just like not being able to play Snapcaster Mage out super proactively limits the card a lot and what it's able to do and why it can be good. That time of the month again, wish me luck at the job interview. Thanks for the 28 months, Innocent Smith. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Good luck at your interview today. Yeah, Cryptic Command in a 3-color deck's also awkward. I agree with that. So, this is, if you would like to see my preferred iteration of a Sultai deck, my recommendation for a pretty close to playable Sultai deck that we've 3-2'd and 4-1'd with a bunch would be the Sultai Control deck that you can find on my website under Modern Decks Fan Favorite. You can find it on there. It's got Cryptic Commands and stuff like that. I can pull it up here on screen, actually. Take a peekaboo. So again, in my experience, we played a lot of different iterations of these green-black mid-range-ish decks splashing blue, and I think they just leave a lot to be desired. So we're... Sultai Control. This deck's got Torrential Gearhulk in it too, which is sweet. It's a lot of Dirtle cards. Move on to Cheers. What's going on? Cheerios, I assume. Lucas, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Yes, this is a little bit more controlling. Got more sweepers in it. A little bit more instant speed. So this would definitely be my preferred iteration of a Sultai deck in Modern.